That was the on-arrival question added with what they call the 5 whys, which comes out of the human-centered design community, which is about, kind of trying to get to underlying motivation. So can we take a go around? Like, how was that, kind of for feedback? How was that as an activity? Like, how did that work for you, Varsha?
I felt this activity, this why question, I felt it's very, it just opened the doors for possibilities for the unknown. Like, it took us to the road of unknown, and it gave us so many answers. And while I was listening to the answers, I felt this session is so important that every person, including, like, every person should take down the notes. Like, after the session ends, we all should write our answers. And there's so much of content, there's so much of information and knowledge in all these things. That is again leading to empathy. So
yeah, I had the intention of everybody who wasn't being asked to write down, the answers, but this will be recorded. So I think it'd be good if we went through and transcribed this to add into the activities. So yeah.
It's like, this is like 2 hours. And if I want to refer to any answers, I have to go through the entire video. So punching the answers will be more quicker if I want to refer in the future. Because last time also I wanted to refer to our previous meeting, like session 3. But because there was no document, I could not refer, and I didn't have so much time to go to the recording.
Right.
So I think punching answers is important for our future reference, just to reflect.
Okay, punching numbers. What do you mean by punching numbers?
Noting the notes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, this exercise, and I think I noticed it with a few other people, there was that stop moment. It was that moment of, it really was that cognitive stop of, okay, I got to stop and really connect with what's important here. Because, even if you were kind of giving an automatic answer, then at one point, once you get the layer underneath the layer creating that cognitive answer, you go, oh wait, this does matter a lot. And that's kind of like our whole body shutting down to restart to really say what matters. So,
so you're going deeper behind just the cognitive, getting more into your body and saying, hey, what is really mattering here? Kind of the realness of the...
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Anyone else? Bill or...
Sure. Well, I thought it was, I agree with Peter in the sense that it does force you to reevaluate and finally look at the way you're defining things. So either sometimes you find, wow, I have a pretty strong, theme here. And then other times saying, well, this is what I thought it was, but really it's more of this or a mixture of that. And so it's, it fosters growth and some flexibility that way.
Marsha?
It also took me to the real core answer, why I think and why is it important. So when I was like answering my question, I have taken some clinical advice. I don't know who's that. What is that clinical therapy? What is it called? Clinical psychology session or something. So they keep asking you why. So the person who is participating, it leads that person to the core answer to it. So that also it addresses the answer to so many problems or issues, like really to the core, and it goes back to the memory, like many years back, what happened, what incident happened, what was that moment that brought you to this moment, It really takes you down deep at the core.
It brings you down to the core of the experience or feelings. Okay, Celia, was there anything?
Yeah, I do think that we can do it without the word why, because if you really empathic listen, you do the same thing. You help a person going deeper. And the why, I mean, you're asking for the meaning of life here, finally, and that is not a fair question. So I do not think, I would not use it in my trainings because it brings me further away from the skill of staying as close to a person as you can as a helper, instead of wanting to know, dive deep to the meaning of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can end up talking about God or whatever, you know, because nobody knows, so to say. So the why is really, for me, a block,
Okay.
an unnecessary one. So because, for example, give me one example that someone says, why would that be important? You asked
For
me.
well-being, I was saying well-being.
Yeah, why would well-being be important? You would, in an empathic listen message, you would say, so well-being is very important for you, and then wait, and then
Mm-hmm.
and then the person is gonna figure out. And if he does not want to go there, then he says that was it, or you say, would you want to say some more of it? So you use a door opener instead of the word why, because why is asking for the deepest, like you say to a kid, why do you do that? You're asking deep psychological question there. So if we are training our people to use the word why, they're going to do that in regular life too, thinking they do a service.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just cut it out.
Okay. Yeah, so what I'm hearing there is that when we do empathic listening, we listen to what someone is saying, and they will open up sort of by themselves if they feel like that's the point where they're at.
Right.
Whereas the why, they are kind of like self-directed, and they will kind of just reveal what it is that they feel comfortable or ready to reveal. And so they're going into that inner journey through empathic listening, versus the asking the why is sort of probing and penetrating, and, and could be intrusive, perhaps even.
Yes, it is. It is, because there, even though we now did it as a game, so it was clear our understanding. It was a game, so that is still okay. But I would not use it. I think it's time wasting to train the real skill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'd be better off focusing on the empathic listening versus on using an activity like this. So. Yeah. Okay, great. Well, those are all.
That's why I wanted to be last, because I want to.
Well, all of these, we're going to transcribe them and put them under the activity. So,
great.
And that's great. We want to hear everything. So,
you know, I found it a little bit that definitely using this as a game, really focusing on this as a game, kind of would be helpful. Maybe in we're at the 5th group already, as a medium skill game, you know, actually it would work, I think. But really saying this isn't really empathetic listening, because it is too directive, you know, it is too probative. At the same time, I had the experience of being heard by saying it, but of course, you know, we're all here, we're all, you know, moderate to high skilled in empathetic listening at this point. You know, we've worked together for a little bit. So I could see it going either way, to be honest.
Yeah. So some people may actually find it enjoyable and something that they're enjoying. So there's going to be maybe a context that we do have a sense of connection already and trust. So maybe it, Okay.
So it could go either way. I mean, it matters the group, it matters the situation. So I can play either way with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rasha?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still questioning what is really active listening, because when when I was answering why, I felt I'm getting deeper, and it's making me listen, making me really listen. And also when Celia asked, like, this is not empathic listening, then I'm wondering then what is empathic listening? Because yesterday I had arranged an information interview with one of the acquaintances in my performance art industry, and I felt I was listening to that interviewee, but then that interview, she said, I need to learn to listen. So I said, what is listening? I'm still like discovering what is listening. I mean, I'm like so confused. What is listening? Like, you know?
Yeah. So I hear you're just like wondering what is listening, and you got something out of this questioning, but you're just wondering, like, really trying to understand that what is listening and just kind of sitting with that question.
Yeah.
And you probably hope to get an answer. So
I'm confused.
What I can do, if I can go back to the recording, then I can maybe show where the whys could have been left out or don't matter. You would, because you yourself, Edwin, you added an empathic phrase before or after the why, actually. Before the why. So you say this and this and this. So why do you? So
I kind of combined.
Yeah.
I combined a little bit of empathic listening and then kind of pushed it further. I could have maybe just left it, and they would have said something else.
Yeah. But we can. I'll go over it when in the recording. So
yeah, great. Yeah, I think it'd be great if we transcribe this. So
I will do that.
Varsha?
Yeah. Is it like structured question and answer? Do you understand what is structured question and answer? Are you talking about that, Celia? Do you mean?
I don't know what that is even. Structured answer and question.
It's like why do you? Okay, I'll give you an example. Why do you think listening is important? So when structured answer is, I think listening is important because. So you and when you answer, you say the entire question and say because, not directly start because. You know what I mean?
Yes, but if I would ask you, so you think empathic listening is important?
Because.
And then you will fill in the because.
Yeah. No. I will start with the question first. Oh. I think listening is important because. So that is a structured question and answer. Do you, Celia, do you mean that's empathic listening? Are you referring to that?
No, that was you saying, you expressing yourself. That is your I statement, right? And then the listener will feed back to you. So you think it is important because, and repeats and takes out the gist what you want to say, how far, how deep you want to go. Yeah.
Okay.